Hey, welcome back to Dirty Dave's Garage. I'm going to try to do this with the new iPhone 12. Got the 2008 Gen 2 Scion XB. My son's been driving. And we're going to put some new headlights in. These are kind of frosted up. And I've wet sanded headlights before. But it's easier to do them off the car. But I was able to find a set of lights for his car for a couple $100. I'm just going to put new lenses in, and then I'll keep the old ones and clean them up when the weather's warmer. We'll wet sand them down because I got another pair I did on my truck over there, and we'll clean them up, get them polished up and clean again and shiny, and then we'll clear coat them with some UV clear coat. But for today's video, we're just going to take these out. To do that, we need to remove a screw here, another one over here, take the pop rivets out that are here, which look like this. I already took them out, but you just put a screwdriver under them and pop them loose, and then gently pull the whole thing out of this hole here to get them out. So that's 4, and then got a few more pop rivets, one here. That one I don't think needs to come out. If it does, I'll pull it out. But you want to get this little grill off, because we need to loosen the bumper on the ends to get to the bottom bolt for these lights. There's one up here. There's one down here. I'll tell you the size in a second. And then there's one down here that you have to remove a bolt that's under the wheel well here and pop this part of the bumper out past the seam, so you can get to that other bolt that's over here. So we're going to get this part off first, the little front grill. Like I said, I'm going to pop these rivets out. If there's anything more that needs to happen than taking these 4 and these 2 rivets out, I'll come back and let you know, but I want to get them out of the way first, and then we'll be back. Okay, so looks like this grill assembly is in 2 parts. There's a piece up top here, has 4 little pop rivets, which I've removed. I think that's where they were. Maybe 5. 2, 3. 3 up there. Did I lose one? Maybe it was only 3. I should have taken a picture of this first. But it's separate from the grill, and it looks like we need to get this little piece off. You have to pull that up and under the hood latch and just slide it out of the way. Now we've got a few more bolts for the grill, and these are, at least the other ones were, 10 mils, which I assume. So we'll take these 2 out carefully. It's pretty tight. One. That's how you'll do it to get the old one out. And we do have one little more pop rivet here. I've just been using a little screwdriver to pop these loose. Some of them have the little tabs you can get under it and pop it loose. Once you get it popped loose, you can get under it and gently pry it out and save that, because you're going to need it to put it back together. That should do it. It should pop out. Tabs down here that might go through the bumper itself. So does it want to pop out? There it goes. Yeah, it's just got some little plastic tabs. Wouldn't hurt to get behind them and kind of push them through so you don't break anything. And that's it. Now your grill's out of the way. Now for the bumper. Okay, so we do have a couple more pops there. And make sure you remove those. But before I go trying to pull this off, No big deal. If your thing comes apart, just slide it back into the grooves. You'll see it's slotted. Put it back together so you can reuse those pop pins. But after this, the top of the bumper should be loose. And I'm gonna try to do this without removing the whole bumper because there's more of these underneath. I don't think we're gonna need to do that. I've seen other videos where they just get this side loose and then they can get to the bolt that's underneath. We're gonna take a look here. It looks like it's this bolt down here. If you can get it out of that side. There's one right here, another 10 mil. I have to take the extension off to get to that one. Yep. I need to use my electric ratchet for this, but as luck would have it, all the batteries were dead and I don't feel like waiting for them to charge up. Same with my GoPro. So we're using the iPhone, so I hope the video turns out okay. Might have been a little easier to take the wheel off, but we don't have to. So I'd rather spend an extra minute doing it this way than an extra 10 minutes putting it up on the lift to take the tires off. And I'm trying to make this like how you would do it in your driveway. It looks like we got a screw here we're gonna need to have to take out as well. Maybe not. We'll see what happens. Just remember what screws you use where. And we'll set these over here so we know they went to the bumper. And we'll just work on one side at a time to start. We are going to need to take that out. Could be wrong, but it looks like it's connecting it to this splash guard inside here. So I'm going to get a flathead. See if I can get in there. Might have to turn the tire a little. Well, maybe not. Doesn't look like it's coming out though. Doesn't look like it's doing anything. It looks like it's just spinning.
Is it a push pin?
Oh, maybe it is. Never seen a fastener like that. Not sure how that works. Whatever. It's not coming off. It's metal, it's not plastic. I thought that was plastic. Might have to rethink this. Pause the camera. All right, so here's where we are so far. We loosened up the bumper underneath. I didn't take all the pop rivets out from under, but I'll show you which ones I did. Because you have to crack this side of the bumper off. Hand back so I can see you can see what I'm talking about, because there's one of the bolts to the headlight is right here, and it's just like the others. It's a 10 mil bolt, but there's one here, one up here, which we already removed, and I'm taking the last one out here. There's 3 bolts all together that hold this whole lens assembly in place. So once I get this out, I can take this out. Now to get the bumper loose, what I did was, if you can see inside the wheel well here, there's a little screw that goes here, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. Maybe. Where'd you put those little pins? Here. It looks like a flathead screw, but it's not. It's really some kind of weird rivet device, and it's through this, goes through the actual bumper itself, and this inner wheel well cover goes behind it. So this goes through there, and this hole, once you push the bumper back in, this will be behind it. And then this pin just goes in, and then you just turn it with your screwdriver to the right a little bit to tighten it. There's one on each side. There's also another bolt, and I want to say it was, might have been in here. another one of the bolts like you take off up top, another 10 millimeter bolt. And there's also another pop rivet that goes in here. Now the other side of my car was missing the one pop rivet, so I only had to take the bolt and this little screw pin out. So you get them out, then you just get your hand in behind this plastic like that and pull down on the bumper a little bit and push out at the same time up here. And these just, you can see these little things, they just pop into those little slots there. They snap in. So when we put it back together, we're going to snap that part in first. Then we're going to put these pieces back in. And then underneath, I took out 3 more little pop rivets along the bottom, and I'll show you them at some point in the video, but it's basically, they look like these kind of things, just these little pop rivets that pop out, and then you've got bolts like this that go underneath. There was one, I think, on each side. Actually, these are what we took out from underneath. They're actually screws. I'm sorry, my bad. Little screws. Where the hell's my hand? There it is. I took 3 out on each side, so 6 total. I didn't take the ones out in the middle because I didn't want to have to take the whole bumper off. I just needed to get it loose enough where I could pull that out and get that bolt out. That's the hardest part of the job, because once I get that last bolt out of the headlight assembly here, this should just slide out. We can unhook the wires, pull them out with the bulbs in them, put them into the new lens, slide that back in, put these 3 bolts back in, and then put the bumper back in on this side. Well, we'll do both lights first. So let me get this other bolt out, and then we'll show you taking the actual light out. Come around. All right, so we got all 3 bolts out of this. We're gonna see what it takes to get this thing out of here now. So it is loose. Jiggle it a little. Not trying to force it, just want to make sure the bumper's not in the way. And it kind of is a little bit. And pull the bumper away a little. This piece up here seems a little tight. It looks like this may need to pop up over this plastic thing. So I'll push on it a little. It just doesn't want to come loose. And you don't want to break anything, so screwdriver. See if we can just pry up on it a little bit. Get it up over that little lip. You'll see what I'm talking about. Well, there it goes. You see how it was sitting on that little rim of that nub there? Now the light is loose. So we'll pull it out. It'll be kind of under the bumper, so you have to work it around the bumper a little bit. And we'll unhook our lights, and if you look, you just have to, should just have to twist these and the lights will pop out. It's one. This one looks like, oh, I accidentally unhooked the wire. That's okay. Pull the light out. Don't touch the lights. You don't want to get your hands on the lights and get oil on them, get them dirty. There'll be 3 altogether. This one probably just pops out. Oh no, there's 4. So another, turn it, pop it loose. And this one, it looks like it has some kind of spring on it. So let's see if we pop this up, does it just release it? Okay, well, I guess that's one way to do it, but I'm gonna put this spring back in so I don't lose it, maybe. And we'll see if we can get that little marker light out. Oh, yeah, don't lose that little wire, spring. It's being a little difficult. There we go. Let's see if this will twist out. There it goes. All right, we got our marker light out. Don't lose them, because we got to put these back in to the new lighting assembly.
Spring just fell.
Oh, looks like there's... Oh, where'd the spring go?
It's running your left foot.
Oh, okay. Careful with that spring. I'm going to put this light bulb in my pocket, don't let me forget that. Looks like the whole cable assembly is attached down here. So we'll have to figure out how to loosen that up. Get that off. It might just slide off. It's hard to tell if there's something going through there holding it or not. Nope. It's just a little clamp, so just bend it and pull it away. Okay, so we got our one light assembly out. I'm going to grab the other one and get it over here. You can pause that. All right, so our new light comes. It's got plastic on it for protection. I'm not going to pull it all the way off. I'm just going to pull it from around the edges to keep it protected until we get it in place so it doesn't get scratched up. But I did notice, and I noticed this on the ones I got with my truck as well. The truck came with all new light bulbs in it. So I took my original light bulbs out and put in, and I saved them as spares. This one has the, you definitely get it from underneath because you won't be able to get that out once it's in there. But this one had the marker light already in it, and it looks like the low beam bulb. I'm gonna pop it out just to look. Oh no, there's no bulb in it. It's just the thing to put the bulb in. So we don't really need that. We'll set that aside. Let's see if this one actually has a light bulb. Nope, that doesn't either. So we'll use the old ones. We'll put them in. This one has a little piece of paper on it. It says remove. One for the truck had that too, because your light bulb's gonna go in there and clamp in. Get as much of the paper off as you can. Same with the middle one. It has a cap on it, but there's no light bulb in it. So let's take our original light bulbs. We know this one goes on the end. Plug that in. Turn it. Find the center one, which looks like your high beam. And trying to do this upside down. Get it in the slots. You should turn it to lock it in place. There it goes. That doesn't go all the way, so don't expect it to go. Don't forget your little clamp here for your cables. Then your next light bulb goes in. Turn it until it's tight. And I took that marker light out and stuck it in my pocket, so I have to fish that out. We'll put that in the hole. Is that the hole?
Down one.
Can't see, too close to it. Get it in the slot, turn it till it locks in place. This was the one with the spring clip on it, so you gotta remove your spring clip and plug that in. You don't have a lot of slack, so. I think I'm doing it the right way. Looks like it. I just don't think I have enough slack. It's got to go like this or like this. I guess it goes like that. Hopefully that's right. Put that in. Slide our little spring back on it to lock it in place. Now it shouldn't come off. Nope, it's locked in. Okay, so we got our bulbs all back in. I'm gonna slide our light in carefully so we don't scratch it up. And remember, this top tab has to go over that little raised nub. So just push it in there until you get it lined up and onto that nub. Sure why it's not going down over it. It could just be because it's made in China and poorly fitting. But we're gonna get a screw and put in that. Did not look to see if the back one was lined up properly. I'm gonna hope it is. Hand me the screws. All right, so one of these goes in the top. That is the right one, isn't it?
Is it? Ain't got the point to it, does it?
Let's see what else you got in there. Nope, these are the ones that go underneath. I should have 3 of these. And I don't know where it is. Maybe this one was up top. One,
Maybe.
2, no, because I need, I got 6 of those. So one of these goes in here. Maybe this is the top one. I don't know. Guess I should have kept track of them. I thought they were all the same. Maybe this is the one that was in here because it looks dirtier. I don't want to start with that one though. I really want to get one of these in first. They almost look too big to go in. Not one of these. That one fits, so maybe the bigger ones go in those 2 bottom holes. And that skinnier one goes in the top. Can you hold your light down here for me so I can
How's that?
tell where the hole is? This doesn't look like it lines up right. There it is. Alright, that looks like it's going to work there, so I guess that skinnier one goes up top. Can't tell if that's a tight one or not. Oh, maybe it is. I just can't tell.
I don't think it is.
That's the one I thought was in the top, right?
Must be.
That's shorter. Put this back in the metal pan because that obviously doesn't go here. And
Headlights didn't come with some screws, did it?
no, I think it's this one that goes up here. Yep. Definitely keep track of what screw comes out of where. Make your life a lot easier. Now, what goes in there? Maybe? right. It feels like it's tight. It doesn't want to come. All right, so I forgot to say, we got our new lights in. Like I said, I left the plastic on until we got everything secured. Keep track of what bolt goes where, because the one that goes in here, I think, is different than these other two. One of the three is a little different. But I've pushed the bumper back up. You know, after we popped it down and pulled it away, I put the last bolt in to the headlight assembly, which is under the bumper, which is why we had to take it off in the first place. But I didn't take it completely off. I only took it off from underneath. I undid the screws from here over, just enough to get this flap out so I could get a wrench in, because that bolt's like right around here. And then we just pulled this plastic down in a way enough to work the light out, put the new light back in, and then put it back together. Make sure your inner fender wells, make sure, you probably won't be able to see them on this side, but just make sure you tuck them up in, because they go behind this lip. And then you're going to put your screws and pop rivets that we took out, put them back in here once you get everything else buttoned up, just to secure this so it's not flopping around. But that's all there is. We'll lift the car up here, and you can do this in the driveway. It's just easier if you can move it up and down. But we'll put those other 6 screws that we took out. There were 3 on each side. Remember, they look like this. Those are what came out holding the plastic bumper to the rest of the fascia underneath. And that's about it, guys. Then you put your your grill and that little plastic thing back in last. You know, the grill just slides in here. It has 2 bolts that go on. And actually, it might be this bolt. I might have to take this bolt back at it. It may go through both pieces. I'll know when I put it on there. But take a couple pictures before you take it apart. I'm good at figuring out how to put stuff together, but pictures always help. And I hope this was helpful to somebody. If you want to replace those headlights, get rid of those nasty, frosted over ones, because those kits you buy, they don't last. You know, you buy those kits, unless you're wet sanding it, buffing it out with a good machine and a wool pad, and then clear coating it, it's not going to last. So I opted just get some new ones for now. In the spring, I'll clean up the old ones, because I got a bunch of them to do, and I'll put them away in a box, and I'll have them for when these, 3-4 years from now, if we still have the car, I'll swap them out and do the same thing, and I'll have nice clear headlights whenever I need them. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Make sure to like and subscribe to Dirty Dave's Garage, and we'll see you next time, guys. Hope the video came out okay on the iPhone 12. We'll find out. Thanks.